Alright, everybody, we're back live using my phone, so it's gonna be a little more interesting. See if I can figure out how to film this. I may turn the camera. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, let's see if I can make this work. Maybe? Maybe? Okay. Nope. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, well, try again. How about here? Okay, well, let's see if this works. We will try this. Okay, so got the motherboard in, got it screwed down. I believe they're all tight. I'm going to double check. Tell her to go to work. Val's on her tablet, hanging out. And I will probably pick the phone up. Yep, see, that was a loose one. So I just gotta glad you check. You gotta check it all the time. Let's see if I can put this sucker in here. Let's see if that works. Let's try this. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, cool. So tightened everything down. And next step, I got the power supply. Let's try this. There we go. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I got the power supply in with no wires ran, and I'm gonna try and get this power supply, the processor in, and then I'm going to try and get the radiator mounted up top, get that done, and then I'll feel better about where I'm at as far as stopping and moving on or packing up for the day. But yeah, we've got to take the just go ahead and switch it around. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take this protective piece off. We got this right here. Yeah. And we got this right here. First time dealing with this one before, so it's pretty cool. Go ahead and take this case covering off. Ooh, all them pins. Very cool looking. All that gold. So I got all my, I can actually put my RAM in now, but I'm gonna wait till I get that heatsink mounted. You can see how many PCI slots we got here. I'm actually gonna be sticking that M2 one right here. It comes with all these covers, which is pretty cool. For the USBs, which is pretty convenient. You got a BIOS selector here, so you can get multiple BIOSes in. There's your front I/O right there. System fan, system fan, system fan. So you look over here, we've actually got power, which is interesting. I'm gonna have to PCIe SLI power. So you actually have to put that plugged in if you're running a couple cards, which is interesting. I've never seen that before. So up here we've got our two 8 pins. It's going to be for the processor, because it's going to be chewing through some wattage. You can see all the capacitors there, all nice and neat. Our 24 pin is right here, and then right here we've got our power and reset buttons, which is pretty cool. That actually didn't pop back out. So hopefully that's not stuck. Yeah, it's like it's sticking. You know, it sits in a box for so long, stuff's bound to go bad. All right, let me get this processor unboxed. Go ahead and pick this up. Pretty excited for that. Comes with my super cool sticker, which you know I'm going to put on the case. And here's our processor, all our pins. Pretty exciting. Take that out. Now looks like our little triangle, which is our aiming corner, is right here, right there. So we'll be able to reference the processor where it needs to go. Go ahead and turn the camera again. See if I can rotate this thing. My big old face. Rotate. See, it wants me to rotate the device. Why are you fighting me? All right. Because I said I didn't want to do landscape, so give me a chance for, I guess. Good job, YouTube. Okay. Okay. You know, not the best scenario, obviously. The other camera was better. Okay, so take this out. Beautiful. Found my triangle. See my triangle? Right there. So now that goes in this corner. I'll go ahead and put that sucker in. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and close this. Now bring this one down. And you got to put some pressure on it, so don't be scared. It does feel like you're breaking it, but you'll see. You'll know if it's not right, because it'll just, everything about it's gonna be wrong. You're gonna be like, man, is this really okay? So go ahead and double check just to make sure. Triangle, triangle. And we own the money, honey. All right. Okay, that's in place. Beautiful. So now I'm going to get the mounting hardware for the heatsink, because I don't think it lines up. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that now. And we'll see what we can see. I'm going to put this one in, and I know this actually lines up. Wow. Is it that easy? Does it line up just that easy? Well, the holes line up. I just don't know if the screw is going to work. No. Yeah, the screws that are on here are too skinny for the holes in the motherboard, but they do line up, so that's the good news. There's a silver lining there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm actually excited about that. I was hoping, I didn't know if I was going to change the whole bracket that goes on the heatsink pump part. But what I do have from Corsair is their whole mounting hardware kit. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox that now. And it comes with all these goodies. Question now is, do these screws match or do they not match? I feel like these might not be the same screws. These look a little different. These look a little different. What do you know? Threads in, no problem. So that means I got to take the screws off of the other one and put these on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. you can actually see it. You see the size of the screw here. Okay. I'm actually trying to compare the two for you so you can see. This one's stubbier and thicker, so those are the ones I need on there. I'm going to go ahead and there's little plastic retention clips right here, and if I pull those back I can get this screw out, and I'll do that for all 4 sides, and then I'll get this heatsink ready to go in. We're gonna go ahead and pause that for a minute, or actually, well, I'm gonna do it. Y'all can sit here and stare at God's glory. All right. I'm also gonna clean that radiator off because it's pretty gross. Wow, have you seen the wrong trade? I answered my own question. I was looking for the paper towels. As tempting as it is to be super aggressive with the radiator to try and get the dust out, it is a radiator, it's really thin, and you don't want to damage any of the fins if you possibly can avoid it. What I am doing right now is taking that old thermal paste off, because that needs to go. We've got new thermal paste going on here, and it's hopefully get applied a little better. But even with as shoddy as that thermal paste was applied before, it still ran like a beast. Alright, now to get those old screws off, put the new ones on. Hydration. Alright. I'm going to need a little tiny flathead, which I don't have. Because why would I have the tools that I need for my job? So the other alternative is I'm going to take this plate that's already available, one that came with it, so I bought a new mounting hardware. which I'm going to go ahead and fit it again just to make sure that's it. And that lines up. I mean, that looks pretty damn close. If that's not it, I don't know what is. I'm going to go ahead and put these new screws in here. It's pretty much just pushing through. It's got like a catch. Excuse me. Go ahead and seat that in there and make sure it lines up. It does not. Okay, so good thing you test fit everything first. This is not the correct one. So I need to take these out. I really do wish I had that little. I'm going to try the flat head that I was using earlier. See if that does the trick. Get all three sides up and push it back through. Good news is I know those screws are the right screws, so this might be a little pain in the butt, but we're gonna make it work. Push. There we go, that one's through. Go ahead, get one side up, push with my thumb. Get another side up with the flat head and push. That one's through. Last but not least, uno más. And I was playing with boxes. There we go. Okay, so it's back through. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and take the other screws out. And then go ahead and take the other screws off of this. What's up, man? Pen and paper. I don't know if I feel like Aunt Shelly's got a pen somewhere. I mean, may have to go in my truck and get one. Okay, well those little plastic pieces broke off, so I'm gonna have to probably replace that one with the one on the bracket that didn't work, but the bracket has like a universal fit with some of these. Also attribute that to it being, you know, a couple years old. I probably installed it pretty heartily. Okay, that one's done. This clip looked like it survived though. Keep at it, trying to be gentle but firm, you know, because little finicky plastic pieces. Without getting too angry at it, causing you to break something, which is certainly what I want to do. There we go. Alright, that one's out. Last one. That was way easier. Okay, so it looks like 3 of my 4 survived. So that means I'm going to go ahead and take one of them off of here. Take one of these, which actually has 2 little retention clips on the inside. I'm going to push it down. There we go. Easy peasy. Pop right off. Okay, so we'll go ahead and match the openings on the outer side. And match it up. I'm not trying to give too detailed description here because you can get that online when you buy it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put our new screws in. Boom. 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 And boom. Okay, now I'm going to move the camera and we're going to try and see if this will fit. I actually see a little more dust that I would like to wipe off. I'm going to wipe said dust off. Now once I get this thing ready to go, it's going to look something like this. It'll be mounted up here. Mounted up here. Something like that. With my fans. That'll be right there. And then this will be right here. So now, I'm going to check my alignment. And sure enough, we got matches. It lines up. So I'm going to go ahead and put my thermal paste on. There's a million theories on thermal paste. Do what you want. That's all I can tell you. Do what you want. Just don't do the wrong thing, I guess. You can burn in, you can do all that extra stuff. You can spread it a certain way. I used to use, a credit card, to make sure it was the right thickness everywhere. I'll say this: just spread it as best you can. You don't want to put too much. You do want to make sure you get enough. The main heat usually is in the center. So once you compress down, this thing's going to spread. So the better job you do making it even, the better job it's going to do spreading on its own. So try not to put too much is the key, but you do want to put enough. The whole purpose of this is that the 2 metal surfaces are not completely smooth, so you're using this material, this thermal interface material, to do just that, be an interface between the 2 pieces of metal, so that they can conduct heat better by having a smoother surface, or a much larger contact pad, which is what the paste is doing, providing a larger surface area. So okay, this is what I've got. That should do it. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead, take this, line it up, and I am going to start with opposite corners and start tightening that way. Make sure I get a bite on both corners. Once I got a bite on both corners, I'm going to switch to the other corner. And here's where you're going to start pushing down, maybe more than you might be comfortable with. But you do need to push to get it to start threading. One suggestion I may have is use one hand to push, and you can use the other hand to tighten with a screwdriver. That way you can still twist even though your hands might run out of space. So here it's kind of like with a tire, you're supposed to, you know, tighten in different directions, or don't tighten in a row, you have to go across. Okay, so I'm tightening this as I'm going until it feels pretty firm. I'm not going to try and over tighten it because that thread, if you remember, wasn't very big as far as the length of the thread. So there's really not too much to screw in, but it did bite. It feels snug. Boom, like that. I think we're good. I think that's in. I'm going to go ahead now and try and get these fans mounted. And then from there, probably put my RAM in and call that a wrap, because we got, unfortunately, I don't want to spend all night doing this kind of stuff. That's what I enjoy. We've got to go run around town doing what I do best. So, trying to consolidate all my junk. Okay. Alright, thermal paste done. That was painless-ish. Okay. So now for the heatsink, since I've got all this rum now, I can kind of pick and choose where I want to put it. So okay, so I'm probably going to go this way, snug it this way. That way there's less strain on this, less strain on this hosing cable right here. If I go too far, it won't reach. And the last thing you want is to put a strain on this already a couple years old heatsink. It's dirty. Shush, leave it on. Okay. You can put fans here and then the radiator, or you can put fans underneath and then the radiator. Push pull, whatever you want. You can actually do both, which is what I'm probably going to end up doing if I have the room, which I don't think I will. So I get pretty darn close to the radiator or the motherboard on this side. It's going to get really close. There's not much room. That's with a fan approximately. So I might be able to fit a second set of fans right here. I may not. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I got time to figure it out, thankfully. Okay, so fans. Pretty excited for these. It's a red ring. I didn't want to tell Tyler I was going to surprise him. Pretty excited. This is a pretty thick fan. You can imagine I wouldn't be able to fit. That's just one right here. So, one right here. And we're already looking at, that's almost the motherboard. So yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to fit two fans, unfortunately. But, good news is, I think it'll look pretty slick with it up tucked into this first, and then the radiator. Now that said, there is a gap here at the top, so I'm wondering if I got room to put one up here on the other side. I wonder if I got room. Sorry, I got a lot of space. If I can actually fit one right here, and then put the radiator, and then have another one. Might be able to do that. It looks like I got space. So if I can do that, I think that would be super dope, because then I'd have my 4 fans that I want, along with extra cooling power. That's what all fans are about, right? Cooling power, not just cool points. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox 2 of these. It comes with a adapter, and it comes with mounting fan screws. So that's pretty convenient of them. Nice braided cable. I have no idea how I'm wiring these, so I'm just going to go ahead and swing for the fences here and stick that in like this. And I'm going to mount to the radiator through the support here. I've got the radiator fans right here, as well as, where else did I put those fans? Screws. Where did I put them? One problem having stuff everywhere. Ah, here we go. Found it. Over here. Alright. Got my fan screws. They actually have a little washer on them. We are going to, now the fans, this fin work is the direction that the air is going. So the air is blowing this way. It blows towards these. So in case you didn't know that, now hopefully you do. I'm gonna pull that radiator back up to this little lip, inner lip right here. I'm gonna push it all the way this way until I can see my radiator holes. Okay, that's one that's barely in, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it. Okay, that's in. Now I'm going to lift up on this one, match my hole right there. I have to lift up on the radiator a little bit. And then I'm going to get this bottom side. Okay, that one lined up. Try and hand tighten as best I can. And then I'm going to tighten. So now, the real test is trying to see the whole line up. There we go. Now I'm threading through. I was just spinning in the wild for a minute. Okay, I'm going to tighten these 2 down, and then you see I got my power cable ran like this. There's a little tiny gap right here, back here. If I really need to, I can slide this over just a tad, and that'll give me the room I need right there. Or what I can do is actually try and center this, because I'm going to have just 2 fans up top. So I want them to, there'll be a weird gap right here at the top of the case. So again, just for right now, I'm just trying to get this thing mounted so I can transport it without too much worry about things bouncing around or jostling. But I think that'll look much better, because and that'll also give me some space to slide this in right here, and then have that going inside to be powered. But you see right here, there's this much gap. There's this much gap right here, and that much gap there. So for sure, I got a little bit of play in my my hose, so I can definitely move that over, and that will be better scenario. So what I do want to do right now is take that lid put that on top right now. And make sure that can still line up. Or if it will still line up. Excuse me. And the answer is no, it will not line up. There's not enough space. I got all excited, thought I was going to make it work, and it doesn't. So, oh well. Shucks phooey. So, what I'm going to do now, unscrew this and put my fans on the inside. What I am going to do now that I'm already unscrewing it is I'm going to slide this over, and that way it'll be more even. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means I can totally make it nice and even kilter. Once I get that done, I'm going to package this bad boy up, and then we're going to get out of here. Valerie, what are you doing, Valerie? Looking for hula loo. I gotta be careful because all the weight's on one screw. So I'm gonna put, that's about where it needs to be, apparently center up, or at least get as center as I can. Centered enough, unless I go on the other side of this. You see my my holes right here, so it'll be a little bit off, but if I do it right, well, no, I can make that work. Yeah, I can make that work. There we go. That's what we'll do. That's where we're gonna put it. All right. So now, same thing. I'm gonna bring it inside and same direction. Not changing direction at all. Same thing. I want it pulling through the radiator. I mean, you could do push. There's nothing wrong with push, but I think it's going to look cooler having this on the top than it will having it on the inside. So I'm just going with cool factor here. And this all, of course, is personal. So you can do whatever the heck you want, obviously. But this is going to be the fun part, trying to line up. It's got my beard caught right there. That would be no bueno. Unfortunately, little metal objects and beard hairs seem to like each other. I don't know if I have it or not, but we're going to find out. I'm going to start twisting. I do not. That might be it.